What's up guys, Butter King here, back with another video. In today's video on Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2, we're going to go all over the peas and what pea is the best in my opinion. Start off, we've just got the original base pea, which is about 34 damage to 35 damage to a zombie crit spot, and about 8 to 20 damage to just their normal body. And I think this is a pretty good pea because it is the one that you first start off with, and it has got the main abilities, which is the Gatling gun, Hyper, and the chili bomb, which are probably two of my favourite things that it has got. The next one is the fire pea, which is an elemental pea, which I think is also pretty good, but it's not my favourite pea. But because of the elemental, it does that splash damage and overtime damage. So when you get a hit on somebody with it, for example, it will do probably about 20 to 25, 26 damage, and then it will have maybe a part where for a couple of seconds it will burn and do about 4 damage to them or 2 damage to them, which is really nice. It also has splash damage, which is also very nice because obviously it can damage nearby enemies around them. Then the next, so continuing, still this is a pretty fun pea. It is very recommended if you get it to try it out, but not that many people are keen on it. But it has the original abilities like it has, and in my opinion it looks pretty sick from all the other peas. In my opinion, it looks pretty cool. The next pea is the ice pea. It's one of the first peas that I got. The ice pea is a pea that's made of ice, and it does damage where it can freeze enemies in a certain spot for a certain amount of time, which I think is very helpful for your teammates. So the main ability of this, obviously, as I just said, it freezes enemies in one space. So I believe it's like 4 or 5 shots and it will freeze them, and then obviously team around you can then do a lot of damage to enemies, which I find really nice because if they're just about to activate a superpower like the hero is, it is very helpful to take them out. It does about 25 damage to their head and 10 to their body, but most of the time you can get shots on both of them. So next is the toxic pea, which is one of my favourite peas just because of what it looks amazing in my opinion, just with the gas mask that it has on and with everything else that it has on. In my opinion, it just looks probably the best looking pea. It is absolutely beautiful in my opinion. So this pea has got toxic, where it can hit enemies about 20 to 30 damage crit and about 10 damage in chest, and it does a burn of about 2 points of health each time, which is pretty good in my opinion because it does do a lot of damage, and it's good in multiplayer and it is good in also garden ops, taking out the bosses also. The next one is Commando pea, which is a pea that is basically just fully automatic. It deals pretty good damage, but it's not that good just because of it's fully automatic. You have to get all your shots directly on to cause damage to them. So yeah, the special ability of this is that it is just fully automatic and it can do quite a bit of damage, but it's mainly one of them things where it's close. But the thing that I like most about him is just the way that he looks with his hair, his grass. I think that's a pretty smart feature that they added. So he can do quite a bit of damage. I believe it's like at far range like 5 or 6 damage, and then at close range it's like I think 6 to like 12 or something. But it is cool. He has 25 bullets in his mag, and he can do a lot of damage to them, but you have to get basically all your shots directly on if you want to kill the target that you are aiming at, or else there is literally no point in shooting the target with this. You might as well just use your Gatling gun. He's just like a portable Gatling gun in my opinion, except every 2 shots is basically 1 shot from the Gatling gun, which is okay in my opinion. So moving on to the next piece, Commando, I'm going to call him Spy P. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but I think his name is Spy P. He is a P that is, I believe, an idea from James Bond because it looks a lot like James Bond's character. It has got the P silencer, which is just a P that does about 12 damage to crit, no, 12 damage to body, and I think like about 15 to 20 to head, or 25 if you are close to them. It is a pretty cool P. I like the idea that they had of this P, just because of its actual thing. So that's 14 to, I believe, 20, depending on how close you are to the enemies. But it is a pretty cool P in my opinion. I do like this P a bit more. It is a cool looking P with just the looks that it has and everything. The next one is the Law P, which is basically a P that has got a, I can't remember the name of the gun, that it is a revolver, that's it, and he looks pretty cool. Like he's like a cowboy. The one that he has a 6-shooter because it's meant to be like a revolver. It does a bit of damage. It's not the greatest P in my opinion, but it can be a good P. It's just about 20 to 25 in the head and about 20 on their body, so it can do quite a bit of damage. The next is the Plasma P. The Plasma P is a one that is probably the most overpowered P in the game, just because of what its ability is. Its ability is that it can charge up a ball of electricity and it can fire it at an enemy, and if you can get a crit spot, I believe it does about I think it's about 40 damage, no 70 damage, not even 40, it's 70, and that's its ability. I think everyone got this for free when they first, in Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare, so it is probably a pretty good P. Also, if you do get it for free, but I'm not 100% sure on it, it is probably at least my second favourite P, but it's not my first favourite P, but it is a good P to use. So yeah, the next one, well, yep, the next or the last one, the next one is the Rock P. It shoots mud out of it. It shoots these little balls of dirt out of its cannon, and it does about 35 damage to the head, and that is the maximum. I think it's 35, or is it 25 to 35, depending on the distance that you're on, and about 12 to 15 damage in the actual whole over body, and it is a pretty cool P. I like the way that they've made it look super rocky and everything. I just think that it is a cool design of a P, but it's probably my second favourite. The last one is the Electro P. This is an Electro P. It looks cool, just the way that it looks different from the rest of the Ps, and it shoots these balls of electricity that they have to travel, so it's not that good of a P, but it is okay of a P. So I think that's probably the best Ps to choose from if I was you. It's probably going to be the Fire and the Toxic P for the splash damage, if you want that splash damage, and that they are probably the best Ps. So I hope this video has helped you, and if it has, click the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.